Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TV holic.
My name is Mimi and I'm a TV holic.
So today we're doing the brand new reality TV show from South Korea on Netflix called The Love Lab.
Yeah. So yeah, it's brand new. It's the first season, and did you have an idea of what it would be before you actually
No.
before you actually watched it? Did you have any concept of what it could be?
No, I didn't have any idea. I thought it's going to be a dating show and that's about it.
Yeah, I knew it was a dating show, but I probably didn't think about it too much to land on some sort of concept for it. But anyway, it ends up being that the concept is there are like different scenarios that they put couples in and seeing if those scenarios will bring about love, like unusual circumstances. So we're going to just cover the first one. Huh?
Would make a couple, basically.
Yeah, we'll make a couple.
But we've only basically watched both the first 2 episodes. There's 4 up right now.
We've seen the first experiment first. So the first experiment is to do with...
Let's rate it. So far, I think it's like 7 soju bottles because I don't think it deserves any more because I think that it could go downhill. I'm feeling like I have a weird feeling it could go downhill, and I know the next episode's going to be like a cabin in the woods kind of situation because at the end of these two kind of like alluded to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to
go. I would give it. Yeah, I'd give it 7. There are little things, but at the end, after we've discussed it all, I'll explain why I don't like and do like. But so the first experiment is a couple, like a boy and a girl that meet for the first time.
Started. It started
no,
with
it's not how it first started. But I'm just saying that the first experiment is about 2 people meeting in like a hotel in a bed for the first time. But everything is watched, just like all these dating programs. All the Korean dating programs have like hosts. Everything we've watched so far, right? Yeah,
I like
everything we've watched so far has a host. Like that
feels
watching
like
along with us.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time they mimic. We've said this before with the Singles Inferno. They mimic what we're thinking already, or they have differing opinions. But that's like also nice to talk about, like in a group. Like if you think differently,
it's very comforting that they're there, like the host. Don't you find it?
Yeah, I do think so.
Yeah.
So, and the way they set it up, the room that they're in is very comforting as well, because it feels like someone's bedroom, like not a child, but like a teenager. It's kind of like a dorm room kind of setup, but they're sitting on like a low table,
and I feel like they're in a K-drama, like where they're watching it. It feels very K-drama-esque. And also, when I first saw that there's only 2 of them, and like it was just like all weird, like it wasn't like a whole panel kind of situation and like a studio. I thought like, oh, I'm not gonna like this. There's just 2 of them, and there's gonna be no banter. But then I kind of started to really enjoy those 2 because they're both quite extroverted, so they have a lot of banter.
Yeah, so she's a YouTuber called Charles Enter, something like that, and he's from a pop group, Korean pop group, Monster X, called Joo-heon. I've not come across them, but he's like a rapper style. But you do get a sense of that with him, the way he talks. Like I could tell that he was, and the way he's like manicured and looks and stuff. Like he was like an artist of some sort. And he's talked about like a song, and he was singing at times, like playfully singing and things. So yeah.
I thought at the beginning that he was an actor. I thought I'd definitely seen him on a TV show or something. But I think I saw him on like something like Zombieverse or some other Korean reality TV show, something. I just can't put my finger on it. Like probably like Zombieverse. I don't know. I really want you to watch that, and then we can talk about that together, because that is like it's got Jin-young in there, Dex.
Okay. Yeah, I need to watch that. Okay, so as we said, the first experiment was like a blind date. So they never met each other, and they have to go to. So basically, what happened is the host didn't know what the first concept is, so they put the TV on. Like they're watching a TV in front of them, so they've got a control. So I like this as well because in the other programs they don't like have a clicker, like a control or remote. So they're like pausing it like we would do. Because I watch like that, right? We watch like this. I'm watching something with you, then I'm pausing. I'm like, pause it, you've got to talk. And they're just like that. So it made me feel even more connected.
But they were watching it on a computer screen because they had the keyboard, the mouse there, and then they had a mouse and a keyboard, and that's where they're clicking it.
So even more like dorm room kind of like living back in the day.
Yeah.
So then they started it, and the first thing they saw was experiment 1, meeting in the bed for the first time, blind date in a bed or something like that. And they were like
freaking out. They're like, you can't do this. You can't do this on TV. Like it's like too much. Like X-rated. Is it going to be X-rated? They were asking.
Which they were like, is it going to be like? They were saying. I mean, the translation for us, because bear in mind, you have to watch this also in. They don't have a dubbed version in English, so you have to watch it in Korean with subtitles. But the subtitle translation kept saying like, "Is it going to be saucy? Is it going to be saucy?" I don't know if that's a direct translation.
I think they meant
like risque kind of thing. So they were like shocked. And what did you think at the first thing when you first
thought
saw
like, oh my god, it's going to be like crazy because like it's a bed. Like
but I never thought anything would happen because, like you said, in Korean TV and stuff, if you're like, they're very respectful, and I knew it was going to be like just the environment of comfort environment as opposed to like something's going to happen in 3 days.
Yeah,
they're only there for three nights.
He wanted something to happen. He definitely wanted something to happen the whole time, and you could tell he's constantly.
We'll come to that.
Okay.
So it's 3 nights that they have to sleep the same bed together, but 4 days.
It wasn't enough, really.
No, but also it is too much for like only knowing someone in a bed scenario. Like you start feeling like a bit like weird and like gross. I feel, but
so I think I would feel weird and gross from the start, wouldn't you? Because you don't know this person who's just sleeping. You're trusting them to sleep in the bed next to them and things like that. It's a lot, especially for the female.
Yeah. So they have to meet each other like wearing no makeup and stuff. Which is like also very shocking to the host because they're like, no, they can't do that to them. Like at least give them BB cream. They were like,
because like, if you're meeting someone for the first time, like a potential romantic person, like, and you've got to be totally barefaced for a woman, that's a lot.
For Koreans generally, I know they have a lot of BB creams and makeup, but they do have great skin.
Like
that glass skin. They do a lot of exactly. So they're not known for like their bad skin that they have to like put layers on. It's always like pretty good skin, so in that way it's fine. But I understand, like, you do feel it is still very important to, like, Koreans do wear makeup, like it is a normal part of their routine. Females and even males.
They didn't stick to the rules because they were told that they can only talk in the bed, but they just kept the computer off.
That's what I was thinking.
It was never mentioned again, that rule.
But I guess they can't penalize them. That whole point is that they want them to develop something. So if it naturally flows that they start talking in other environments, if they only stick to that rule, then it's like, okay, they don't like each other. If they start breaking things, then it's not a game where you can penalize people for things. That's not the point. You know.
Also, I just want to say that I didn't like the fact. Are you going to talk about the work? They had to work in between it.
Yes, so they had to work in between it. Yeah, but again, I think it's more natural.
They must be exhausted, but because Koreans work really intensely, and like, I think they finished work at about 7 or 8 o'clock.
Well, they kept showing the times they're coming back, so they were coming back at 6:30, but they were also going to work late, which I didn't know that was normal. Or maybe they had like special concession, but they were going like they would wake up at 7:30 and then get back in bed, and they would have breakfast at 10 and stuff.
Yeah, but she's a designer, so like I think her hours are like really odd. She was saying, but her hours are really odd.
Yeah,
like whenever her clients need her and things like that.
But they obviously, for this like 3 days, they probably made different, like had special plans, because she was saying that obviously she has to work through the night sometimes and stuff. So obviously she didn't book anything for that time. So the whole idea is like, can people fall in love like if they let their guard down and like they're in their most relaxed state? Because you are very, you're in your pajamas, you're very, it's what you would be like at home, and you're just forced to be there with a stranger. So then, let's see how it goes.
I don't think they were allowed to watch TV either or anything. Because even when he was alone in the beginning, he didn't watch the TV or anything while he was waiting.
Yeah, so the guy comes first, And
but
what do you think of the hotel? Paradise City, or whatever it's called.
No, but it's just like Paradise Hotel. I think it's a chain.
But
You know how
Singles
the
Inferno is
Paradise.
better. This
Yes.
one looks dark and dingy to me.
No, but I think it's a chain
Yeah,
hotel.
okay.
But
But the
I think it looks dark and dingy because I think that's the Korean aesthetic. Like, you know, as in it looks
the
very,
lobby and everything. Ugh.
yeah, it makes it look like richer. Like they use dark woods and things like that, and like,
Marbles and stuff they use.
yeah, in the
They're like a lot
hotel
of dark marbles, yeah.
yeah, in the hotel. I think that's a hotel aesthetic there in
But
South Korea.
but the one in Singles Inferno is not like that. I way prefer that. It's more brighter and it's nicer. This one was very dark. It felt like a club at first when he was
I think it's a
when they were
boutique
in the
hotel.
lobby. Yeah. And so he comes in first, but the bed looks so comfortable. Did you not find the bed look so
No, but
comfortable?
what did you think about they did that like kind of like thing with him like in the in the
Walk up.
no, not the walk up. They in the bar area. They were like asking him questions and stuff before he came in.
Oh yeah, yeah. They
They
did
only
like
did
a
that for him,
confessional.
never, not for her. But
No, they did do a confessional for her. That's where
no,
she
but
talked about the sleeping issues that she had and stuff. And
yeah,
she was,
but in the beginning before he came in, he was like sitting on the like in the bar and everything, and like was like all nervous and everything.
yeah, but they showed that as well with her.
I thought
You
he
don't
was going to be
remember?
really nerdy and stuff. You know who he really looks like? Remember that guy, Better Late Than Single, that was on Better Late Than Single that all the girls liked? That because they thought he
No,
was
it didn't
funny.
look like
He
her.
does look like him. He's got that same face.
Okay. But anyway, so he comes first and then goes into the hotel room and then he's like checking out everything and he basically I think he's there for quite a while because he ends up like washing his face and cleaning himself and like having a shower or whatever and then getting into his pajamas and getting to
And then
bed.
falling asleep.
Then he's waiting and waiting and he falls asleep. Um so he said like in his confessional that he thinks he's quite up for it because he was like he thinks like he'll be able to quickly be his natural self in the kind of conditions that they're going to be in the bed and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
I thought he was like really nerdy at first. Didn't you think he was going to be really nerdy and like awkward?
yeah, I didn't have a from his body language. I felt like it would. I just genuinely feel like this would be a chance for people to show their awkward self, like their awkward foot forward first, because it is
I
very
would,
awkward
yeah,
scenario, and everyone
yeah,
has
but
an awkward side to them. And I feel like most people in this scenario would be like show a lot of awkwardness in the beginning, but he was from the get go not that awkward,
no,
apart from
he
like
was.
laughing and like at
Oh,
first.
okay. I've got a lot of things to say about him.
So then they show her, and the first thing they show when they're showing her at the bar is like the tattoos on the fingers. So they're trying to create some sort of like she's like a bad
It's
girl
like
kind of vibe, and
artistic
that's what
and
the
very
hosts
like
say. Yeah,
yeah,
the hosts are like
very artsy.
she's got a tough girl vibe. That's what they said.
Yeah,
Because of the tattoos and stuff. Um, so the directors of the show have like a little mini interview with them before, and they ask her about what she thinks. So she finds out it's almost like an interview. Like they tell her the premise of the experiment and what they want to do, how they're going to be in bed and stuff. And she's like, oh, she's really shocked. And basically, they talk about how at first she says, I want to think about it. So she tells the directors, I think I'll take some time to think about it. And then she ends up deciding she's going to do it. But that was
yeah.
also very awkward, weird. Like they showed like almost like an interview or a,
No, but they
like,
also showed that in Better Late Than Single as well.
yes, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they showed how like they were talking to the contestants and interviewing them like in the interview process and stuff like that. Remember?
Yeah, but I didn't
Yeah.
never got the sense that I thought they were already locked in. Like I never got the sense that they could opt out. Whereas with this, I felt like she was just told and she was like, okay, I might not actually want to do it. I want to think about it.
Yeah,
Um,
because like you'd think about it. Like even people in the West, like us, yeah, we think about it a lot because like you're going to be on national like or worldwide television, and you're in a bed with a stranger. It's like very,
yeah,
very
but
like
this is like a
jarring
lot of
concept.
information you don't know. So obviously when this was advertised, this program, the Love Lab, they didn't know what it was about. Whereas Better Late Than Single, you not know you're a bunch of single people going in to find love. Like it's pretty obvious. Like they're not going to put you in like you're going to be with a room full of single people, like a house full of single people. There's not much shock value to that. Whereas with this, it was like you said yes to this and you have no idea what it's about. So I guess they have to give you the option of if you don't feel comfortable with this being in a bed with someone because it's a safety thing as well. You don't know what people's experiences are and stuff, so they probably do have to have the chance to say no. Even like the
Yeah,
next one, if it's a cabin, like you're with strangers, like you know, you could easily. You should be able to be like, no, I don't want to do it.
I think they have to. They do that because like they don't want to get sued and everything as well, because there's a huge suing culture in South Korea as well.
So when you first saw these guys, what did you think about their ages? Like, I thought so the guy's called Chang Yang, and the girl is called Myung-ju. Did you have an idea of their ages, or who was younger?
I thought she was definitely older, and he was younger.
Yeah, but I thought he was very young.
Yeah, because
I
he was
thought he
really
was like
immature.
24, 25, because he had that kiddie vibe to him. I don't know why.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna be like, I just want to say, like, he just grossed me out the whole time. He grossed me out. What are your thoughts on him? Or do you want to take it systematically still?
Yeah, definitely. He
from the get-go, he grossed me.
Yeah, in the beginning, he was really grossing me out. And to be fair, like, if I think about it, like, if this was a real life situation, it would be a lot.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's for the concept, which she kept questioning, for the concept of the show. Like, he had to just like be like, I need to do something so I make sure this goes ahead later when we come out, because they do have very busy lives.
Coming on so strong,
like, from all these dating programs, what I take away is that it's very easy for things to just dissipate because their lives are so busy.
Yeah.
So they have to form a really lasting impression on these people in order for things to actually happen, because it's very easy for them to get out in the real world and things to not happen.
Yeah, but I think he just wore her down, basically. I don't think she was interested at all in the start, because he was like being so like, like,
well,
do you like me? Do you like me?
We'll yeah.
Me? And, like, like all these like cringy things. Even like the hosts were like grossed out by his like cringe level.
To a certain extent, but they broke down as well. So he falls asleep before she even gets there, and then the first thing she does, she walks into the dressing area, and she's like, "Oh, his clothes are hanging up," and she's like, "They're so bright." Like, he was wearing like crayon colors. Like, his clothes were lined up. It was like a box of crayons, like red and green and blue. And she was like, "Oh." The first thing I noticed was that his clothing choice is so bright. Like, I'm definitely
that is so strange for Koreans, because they only dress in like black and white and like muted tones.
Yeah. So she was like, she was like, "Oh no, this may not work because that's totally not my vibe." So then she walks in, she ends up getting into the bathroom, and she showers and stuff and gets ready, takes off her makeup, and then there's like a little divider right between the bathroom and the bedroom, and so she pokes her head through, and she's like, "Hi," and he starts hearing things like someone's come in, so he quickly like tries to like do himself up a little bit, but then she comes in, she's like, "Hi," and she brings her stuffy with her.
Oh yeah,
so the stuffy becomes like a thing, because the stuffy keeps moving around when they leave the hotel to go to work.
Yeah.
Whoever's left there on their own moves it to a different place, and when they come back, they see the stuffy, and basically she brings it because she likes to put it between her legs to sleep, because she sleeps on her side.
Also, I feel like that was also like a physical barrier for her, like, because like this is like a really scary experience. Like, I would have a physical barrier as well.
But that is one of the
like a cute physical barrier, like not making it like I'm gonna put a pillow there. Or...
Yeah, they're all about cuteness in Korea, so it ticked the cute box. But then she does have a whole. They talk about the defense mechanism that she has, and stuff that is probably a barrier. So when they start initially talking, Chan Wang says in his confessional that he thinks that she's quite down to earth and she radiates good energy, like she smiles a lot and stuff. And the first thing
saying she's hot and I'm into her.
So this is exactly it. Like, how can you know that? I mean, to be fair, we don't know how long they've talked. He could be saying this after like, a few hours of them talking. But generally, the confessional was right at the end of all programs, so they've already got an image, and then they just put their what they already think. They've already kind of transcribed it into those first parts, and it's like, that's my initial thought, but you might not actually have that thought. You just thought she was hot. Which is the main thing. Like, if you're not attracted to the person in that moment, the thing is, do I like her? Is she hot? So I don't know why they don't do that ever. None of these Korean programs say like, "Oh, she's like, I guess they say she's pretty."
Because they're not going to put ugly people on the show. That's why it's a given. Like, that these people are good looking. I think that's why they cut that bit out. Because they know.
I wonder. That's what I was on. Are they always only just going to have like good looking people?
Yes, Korea is very, very like into look. Like
people tune out if they're not good looking.
Yeah, even to get a job, like you get rejected, even if you have the same qualification as someone, and everyone has to put their picture like in the job on the CV, and they reject people if they're ugly. It's so horrific.
So one of the first things they do is they compare heights, and he's like really tall, and then they also compare their MBTIs.
Oh yeah, MBTI.
And she is an ENTP/J, and he is an ESFJ. And the host basically starts saying, "Oh no, that's not good," because they were like, "It's better if the middle letters match for compatibility, but their middle letters don't match." So they're like, "Uh-oh." What do you think? What do you think? I mean, they didn't really go back to that, really. I don't know.
Well, I kind of agree. Like I know that certain MBTIs match up, like INFJ and ENFJ and things like that, and like if because E's are basically extroverts, and
But I
I's are
didn't think, from her confessional, I didn't think she would be an extrovert. Or her energy and the way she talks and what she talks about and how she's guarded and stuff. How are
but
you extroverted?
that's because
Then
your
her job
core
is maybe.
no, you're not understanding. Your core personality is like how you're born, what you're born with, yeah. And this is what this is. It's not like about your experiences and stuff in life. The experiences and stuff, like you see
So how
her
does she
open
know?
up. No, you see her open up when she gets comfortable, yeah. But she's
No, she's
just guarded
jokey and
because
stuff.
the things that have happened to her. But her true personality is extroverted. You understand what I mean? It's your. I don't think you. Okay, I'll just like like today when I see you, I'll just explain a bit more about that. Anyway.
Yeah. So they end up getting some like food, like ordering some food room service because he's like, "Are you hungry?" and stuff. And then they're looking over the menu and stuff, and there's this romantic music playing, and the hosts are like, "Why is there romantic music playing?" Like, this is not romantic, ordering room service.
Yeah, I
And
feel
they're
that
like
too.
saying funny things. They're like, "This is not the right music for the moment." So
We have to get a bit faster at this.
then they just talk about like their sleeping patterns and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, he snores when he's really
Yeah, but he
tired."
also made a comment there, like cringy comment. They were like, "Oh no!" The hosts were like, "No, stop."
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he made a cringy comment, like the
Or
first
was it
cringy
about the
comment.
hair or something? He was like, "Your hair smells good" or something.
He's like, "What do you think about me?" or something like that, or do
Oh,
you
I
like
didn't.
me?
He's done that so many times. I don't
I
think
know.
I have energy to
First time
write
he
that.
did it, they were like, "Oh!" They both were like cringe, like
That
they
might be
pulled it
coming.
like,
That might be coming
they were like,
after.
wait a minute, no, you can't do this, you can't do this," and they were like freaking out.
Yeah.
It's like, this is cringe.
So she talks about how she's a deep sleeper when she gets to sleep, and then they talk. They start talking, and they're like, "Oh, we don't even know each other's names." So they find out each other's names. They decide to talk casually, and she's like telling him about her sleep routine, about how like I don't really have a set time. So he gets a bit of an idea about her work. She was like, "Because of my work, I can't sleep.
Oh yeah,
I have
just like
regular."
they can't reveal their job and their age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So well, at least now, then after as it goes on, they drip different things that they can tell each other. So then she talks about in her confessional, she doesn't tell him in person at this moment, but in the confessional she talks about how she has she takes sleeping pills because of her insomnia and melatonin now. So she just takes melatonin now, but that's been for the last 7 years. And she was saying that some crazy thing where she was like, "I've only slept 5 hours in the last 4 days."
Oh my god, I'd
Remember
be
she
dead.
said that in the confessional. Oh my god, zombie.
Yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
I think that's the work pressure plus like she's got like her daddy issues and stuff and
Oh,
all that stuff.
certainly. And the whole time I was thinking daddy issues, and it culminated in the last kind of
Yeah.
30 minutes where we really found out the true daddy issues. I was like, there must be.
It's obvious.
Yeah. So, she also talks about how like she correlates her sleep with like pressure. Like it depends on how much pressure she's feeling in the moment. Like, but I think that's quite common. Like you can't sleep if you're like really stressed about stuff and if you're overthinking
Yeah, it
things.
sounds like her job is very, very stressful. Like she was talking about how like it's like people like look down on her like when she first started
Yeah.
and stuff. Like
And she was like
and they
about
just treat
how
her like crap.
Yeah, so she talked about like her nerve levels as well, like will determine her sleep. And he was like, this is where he was like, how nervous do I make you? Kind of thing.
Oh God.
Oh God.
It was
And
like he was
she
breaking out
generically
his
in the beginning,
creepy
all
line.
these moments in the beginning, she generically like answers. But then he like says it again, and the host, this is when the hosts were like, I think it's a bit early to be flirting like this, like in your
Yeah.
first conversation.
It is so it's way too much. What did you think?
Yeah, yeah, it was too much. Like you just met each other. It doesn't give the right vibe. It doesn't give off the right like because it just feels like it's so easy to flirt. So you must do this all the time
All the time,
because
yeah. He's
so
definitely
any
one day
girl you
boy.
meet that's pretty, you got the lines all ready to go. You already got the thing to like. You've already not that it was a good line, but what I mean is, you just it rolls off your tongue so easily.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
He,
know I would receive that well right now? You're obviously
he
not reading me. You're not
yeah.
considerate of me because if he was considerate of her, he would know that he's picked up on her energy. You said she's down to earth. She's not going to like that. So you don't
Yeah.
care. Like, you should feed off the energy you're getting.
Yeah, so basically he's definitely a Hongdae boy. The Hongdae boys hang around Hongdae and they just like they ask everyone out like and they're like, are you open-minded? They mean like, are you down to tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, and basically they're just fuck boys, yeah. So he's got that fuck boy energy, don't you think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that
So,
he just asked he just like plays a numbers game basically. I feel like he just goes to clubs and is like asks all the girls like, oh, do you want to do you want to drink? Do you want to dance? Do you want to do
oh, I
this?
don't know how far I'm going to go with this because I'm
I
not
would
sure
go very
about
far
that.
because
I'm not
it's
sure about all of
such
that because I don't
vibes.
know if that. As things go and we find out a little bit more about him, I don't know if I completely get that vibe, but it's not the right foot forward when you
Oh,
when
so
you do that.
he like he weaseled his way into your heart
But I
as
don't
well.
know if he. But I don't know if he's saying things like that because he wants to see how she reacts and then knows what level to be at, or if that's just the way he is. It's very difficult with these things. Like you know, I would be such an overthinker if I was like
Yeah, in
Myung-ju.
that situation.
If
Wouldn't
that
you?
in that
I wouldn't be
situation.
able to sleep at night. Like I'd be like, what the hell? This is so weird and like it's just not
But I
natural.
would definitely feel like you need to give it like some time before you do that. Not
What?
straight away. Not in the first
What?
conversation before you start flirting. But I would like some flirting because that's the whole point we're here. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put myself in here, you know.
Yeah, but if you
And I
just
don't
go
want to know that
through.
you don't like. I need to know you like me.
Yeah,
Like,
but it should be
how do I know
subtle.
then?
No, but it
Huh?
should be subtle flirting. It shouldn't be like, so what do you think of me?
Like
And people
hand
like,
on
what
a
do you think
head,
of that?
hand on a head in the middle of the night. That was really
Yeah,
weird. Okay, we'll
that's
get to it.
really
So they talk
uncomfortable.
about the stuffy, and she talks about how I needed to sleep put between my legs, and then this is when he says, again, it's inappropriate. He says, "Oh, don't use me instead of your stuffy in the middle of the night." I was like, "Ew."
Hmm.
Oh, what does that mean? That do you know what that means? You can't be saying things like that.
I know, but that's why she was
Why
feeling
would
so
you put?
uncomfortable.
Why would she have you between her legs? It's not right.
I know, and even the the panel
The
was
host
like,
didn't say any. They didn't say
no,
anything in
they were
that.
just I know because they didn't want to touch that subject. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I think because they would have, and I was waiting for them to say something, and they didn't.
but they were
But
just
I think
grossed
it's
out.
because it was like that's too that like how do we comment on that?
Yeah, it is a
Um,
lot.
so then the food comes and they try and guess their professions, and he says that he thinks she might be a hairstylist, and she thinks he might be a firefighter. So I don't know how she
Hmm.
got that. So then they were
Because he's tall. But then she didn't think he was really tall as well. Like she thought he
so
was short.
yeah, but then
That
straight
was
away
weird.
they get these texts right, like they show hearts and these texts
Oh
that
yeah.
they get onto their phone so that they can reveal their professions. So that was quite quick into it. But
Oh
then
yeah,
they're only
yeah,
there
yeah.
for 3 days. But I was like, okay, straight away. So he turns out he's a track and field athlete, and she reacts in a way that the hosts feel like is
She's not
not a
into
good
him.
way. She was not wanting like not expecting that. And Chan Yang apparently picks up on that, and he's
And he
like,
gets
"Oh, I
kind of
noticed you was a
insecure
bit
about it.
weird about this," and he's like, "I want to try harder now." Like, so
Oh
this
my god.
mentality, so this mentality is also that's an irritating mentality to me.
Yeah.
Like
Back off a
when,
bit.
yeah, I don't like that. Like, oh, you don't like something about me, I'm going to try harder. You should, instead of like saying she doesn't like this about me, you should explore it a bit further and like explain like your career and stuff like that, as opposed to being like, no, you're gonna like me despite everything you don't like about me kind of attitude. I don't like that.
He never was during this whole experience. He was never really that forthcoming about any of his life experiences or anything. Like we never got to know anything about him really, apart from what he does for a living. And he basically drew everything out of her, got everything out of her, and he never revealed anything about himself. Like,
No,
what
he
do we
does
know
talk
about
about
him?
his how he his thought processing and how he's like very
Yeah,
determined
but there's
to.
nothing. There's nothing like there's nothing of substance to him that he
Yeah, but
exposed.
this is the thing. I don't understand why in these programs they don't ever talk about they don't talk enough about their families.
And
Like
they
we did
do,
see in Singles Inferno last
and
season.
yeah,
Seasons
like the
before they
single,
didn't. This was the first season they talked about their families and a lot and their parents, sibling, like things like that.
but
But
maybe it gets cut out because a lot of the stuff gets cut out. There was
that is stuff that I would like to see. I don't
but I
know.
think they've only got certain. I think because there's loads of contestants on Singles Inferno, I think they have to just keep it to like what's happening on the show, really.
Yeah. So
Because there's so many different like scenarios and stuff, and also in this show and in Better Late Than Single, they did talk about the family. In Better Late
yeah.
Than Single, they did a lot.
Oh yeah, of course. So she's a designer and she's designed stage outfits for K-pop idols, which I thought was very cool.
Yeah,
And he's even more attracted to her.
I
I
love her
think she
style
could
as
say
well.
anything. Yeah, I like her style. So he's even more attracted to her, but she could have said anything and he'd be attracted to her, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And then did you think that she was put off when she found out that he was a track and field athlete as well?
Yeah, I thought she was put off from the very start, and when he started making the cringy comments, I thought like she wanted to run away because I'd
Yeah.
want to run away as well.
But I do think it helped that she hadn't been like dating for a long time because she just put it down to herself. I think a lot of
No,
it
but
helped
I
because
think
she's not been dating for a while. She doesn't know like what I don't want, right? Whereas
no, I'm sure she knows what she doesn't
if
want, but she doesn't
she
know
just
how to
felt
react.
like, oh, this is normal. Like I need to open up more as well, kind of feeling. Where it's like,
No,
no, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't
yeah,
know.
no, I think he just wore her down in the end. That's all it was. And
So
also I feel like because she's gotten through a lot of trauma and things like that. I think she was very vulnerable to his like weird like creepy ways.
she
So
probably also thought like he's an athlete. Like you probably get lots of people, like girls and stuff. So it's not
no,
like
but
I don't
it's
know.
like she was way out of his league. Okay, she was. Let's be honest. Okay, in all criteria, like in looks, in like in what they do for a living,
But it's
uh
that thing. It's that
in the
age-old
cringe
story of like
factor.
height gets you everywhere because we see this all the time for
Yeah, but
some
she didn't even
reason.
notice that he was
If
tall
you're
in the
tall,
beginning.
but I'm just saying, for some reason, if you're a tall guy, you don't have to have the best face, but it gets you
Very true.
everywhere.
Very true. Yeah.
And also, confident people, unfortunately, they land a lot of girls. And it tends to be the people that are not the most traditionally good looking. A lot of
Yeah.
them just have so much confidence for no reason. I don't know. It's not the same
Yeah.
for girls. That works for males are like that, but girls are not like that. If you're not traditionally good looking, you are kind of more meek and you don't put yourself, you're not like that. I don't know.
What you
Guys
mean?
just
Yeah,
have a lot of confidence for no
girls
reason.
can't get guys like if they're not traditionally good looking. If
Yeah,
you,
whereas there are a lot of guys I see where it's normally the other way. They can end up getting like a decent looking girl, but
yeah.
the balance is not there. So
What happened next?
she basically says like, look, I'm in my pajamas. She's like talks about her career and she's like, I'm a stylist, but you can't really tell like because I'm not like dressed the way I would normally. Like I'm in
Yeah.
my pajamas, but normally I like to dress really well and like, and stuff.
And I'm
So
grossed out by your primary colours in the bedroom.
yeah, she never mentioned that to him. So then they talk about the
She didn't
last
want to
time
cut
they
it out. What did
dated.
you do?
He asks her, when was the last time you dated? Well, he says he last dated in November. We don't know what month of the year they're on, so it could be
Oh yeah,
about a
that was
year ago.
pointless for us.
But
Give us the context,
it was
producer.
obviously last year. So
Yeah.
within a year. He said November last year. And she says it's been over 6 years. And he's
Yeah.
like a bit taken aback by that. And he's
Yeah.
like thinking,
He's
he
being
tells us in the
calculating.
confessional, why? Why? What
Yeah.
happened? What's going
Like, what's
on?
wrong with her? What's wrong with her? He's thinking.
Yeah. Then they all of a sudden get a text. They keep getting these texts where they're asked, "Are you attracted to the person?" And they have to answer it yes or no, and then the reason why. And he says yes, obviously straight away because he thinks she's strong and resilient for being. So he's like I think she's strong. The 6-year age gap. I hate this answer. He was like,
No, it's
I
not
think
6-year age gap. It's not a 6-year age gap.
No, sorry. 6-year dating gap.
Yeah.
He goes, I think she's really strong and resilient for being on her own all this time. What does that mean? She's not on her own. You just have to have like somewhat a partner, and you're lonely. That makes no sense. Like, but that's like such a weird mentality to have.
Yeah, that's very
oh my god, she's
male
gone through
chauvinistic.
so much without a partner by her side.
Yeah, but because she's a poor woman, and
Yeah,
women
poor
can't do
woman.
anything
Yeah,
by
very.
themselves.
Oh god,
She's done so much by herself. Like she's
cry me a river. Get the violin out.
she's reached high heights by herself.
Yeah, she's done just fine. Actually, she would have been held back probably if she was with someone.
Yes, you're right. Definitely, because they'd have their own issues
Just
and be
like a
like, "You're
Cage
working
the
too
Sawbones
much,
situation.
this and that," you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, they go to sleep, and do you not think the bed looked really
Yeah,
comfortable?
it looked like I could fall asleep.
I felt like I could like butter, and I could just like melt into it.
But she did have to take the sleeping pills.
Yeah. So the first night she took the sleeping pills, but um the first night they were going to sleep, the host was shocked that he was facing her straight away.
Oh yeah, because he's into
What did you think? Because but it's the first night you're with someone in a bed. Like in Singles Inferno, they've known each other for so long, and then they get to go on these dates, and they even then they're
Not
really
so
careful.
long, 2 days. Like, and then they go like 2 days or the same day. Then they go.
No, but they still don't face each other. Like it's all a big thing. They're like, "Do you want to sleep on the couch? Do you want to do this?" Like,
Oh no,
they're all very considerate. Even though they've had so many conversations, a lot of them have been together and they've had their first date after like a week or something, and they're still like really respectful. Like, no girl that you've just met wants you to be like in the bed with them, like, and you like staring at them straight away. Like that's just no.
He kept trying to like break the touch barrier constantly in this show, and it was like grossing me out all the time because I just feel like he's just like such a fuckboy, and like I just felt like she can do so much better, and I was like scared for her all the time. Like, don't fall into his trap.
So then they talk about whilst they're like before they go to sleep, they talk about like dating and stuff, and he says that he's dated mostly younger, and she's like, well, I think I'm older than you, and she's like, no, I think you're younger. So then she brings her pills out.
I think he knew he was just doing it, to flatter her, kind of thing. I think he knew. It's obvious.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So he brings her. She takes her pills out on the side, and she has one. And then that's when he's like looking at her, and he's like, "Oh, I'm really worried." He gets really worried for her that she has to take pills and stuff to sleep.
Yeah, but it is a bit much, isn't it? That's why.
It is a bit much in terms of like.
She tells him that I have to do it all the time. I have to do it every day. So then he's like really freaked out.
So, yeah, because then you're just thinking like, what is causing you to sleep badly? But then she already explained like her sleep pattern and stuff. But
I have had a period in my life when I've had insomnia, and it's like horrific. Like you just can't sleep. So like I do understand her pain when it comes to that.
Yeah. So basically, he sleeps facing her, and then she reciprocates it, and she sleeps facing him as well, which was weird. Like in that moment, I would have been my back towards him.
I would have kept my eye on him because it's.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
like,
you want to be facing him because I need to keep
know what you're up to.
Yeah. I need to be side-eyeing you for sure. So then she started falling asleep, and then he's like watching her, and then he's like, her breathing is making my heart flutter. He kept saying weird things like that. And then they have like a sleep camera, like like the beep, like the four.
I like that.
Yeah. But I like it. But if I was in the program, I wouldn't like it because I'm mouth open sleeping. Like there's these two look fine, and she was like very cute and sweet the way she slept.
Yeah, like, it was so cute and sweet. Like she curled up into a little ball kind of thing.
There would be no hour in my sleep where I look cute. Like I would be like I'm an ugly sleeper. I'm gonna say it.
No, I don't think you're an ugly sleeper. I have seen you sleep, but the mouth open thing.
You sleep. You're quite in one place, and yeah,
but the mouth open thing could be a bit gross, for TV.
Yeah. So, but it was interesting to see from the viewer's perspective in terms of this experiment. I understand why they would do it, obviously, because it's like, what are your sleep patterns with each other? Like, do you get closer over time, which is what they show at the end. And how are you like throughout the night and stuff? And do you feel comfortable enough to like get closer and things? Yeah. So then it's the morning time and he's basically up first and he's like looking at her and like overthinking everything. And he's like, how am I going to wake her up? Because her alarm, she sets all these alarms. She said, I'm going to set like 3 alarms or something like that the night before because I have a really difficult time waking up. And her alarm goes off and she snoozes it the first time and literally falls straight back into sleep, like heavy sleeping. She snoozes all the alarms and he's like, how am I going to wake her up? Like she needs to go to work and stuff. And he decides his best idea is to stroke her hair. Like, no!
Oh, yeah, that was so creepy. Like, imagine someone you just met and then you wake up in the morning, they're stroking your hair. I'd be like, I'd shoot up at like out of the bed.
Host like crack up, pause it and crack up and cringe straight away. And they're like, it's too cringe to watch.
Yeah, it really
they're like,
was.
they can't start it again. And she's like, no, it's too cringe to watch.
And it's so gross that he just assumed that she'd want his touch in the morning.
Based on everything, like, you know, like the signs are there. Like she's got insomnia. She's taking sleeping pills. She's not dated in 6 years. You can tell her energy is like a bit guarded. You think the best thing to do the first time you met this person, you wake up. She could forget that you're together again. Like she's in such a deep sleep. She could wake up and be like, "Oh my god, yeah, like, I'm here, stranger," kind of thing. But, and you're touching her.
Yeah, but that gives me predatory vibes from him because like you can see that she's vulnerable and he wants to take advantage of the situation. Yeah. Like I can get her. She's a vulnerable individual and I can get her.
In this moment, I definitely was like, "You're wrong. I don't like this at all." And that is not the best way to in that moment. If I was the guy, I would maybe get up and go to her side of the bed, like out of the bed, and just be like, "Hey, you know," or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't like stay in the bed, put your hand over, stroke her. You don't know her.
Yeah.
She's not even your friend. You just met her.
It's way too much.
So he gets ready in the bathroom and he decides to, because she's not getting up, to bring a toothbrush and like put toothpaste on it and bring it to the bed. And the hosts were like, "That's really sweet." I don't think so. I don't know.
No, like I don't even.
She liked it. She said she liked it.
Maybe she hasn't had anyone like she said that she's just been like doing things alone for a long time. So maybe she felt like, oh my god, someone cared about me like enough to do that. But it was just empty gesture.
You really gotta like think about the bigger picture. It's difficult maybe in this moment to think about the bigger picture.
Yeah, but
why would someone do this so quickly?
Like, I've seen all these hurt and vulnerable people on TV, and like if someone just shows the slightest bit of interest or does something small bit of nice thing for them, they're like, oh my god, like this is my person, kind of thing, because they're so like damaged. Not damaged, but you know what I mean, like hurt and like vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just see them like crumbling and just like that's what basically what she did. She just like gave into it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, some people would like be like, you know, hit the toothpaste away and the toothbrush away and like swat it.
Oh my god,
like
you touched my toothbrush. Have you lost your goddamn mind?
I feel like you would swat it like a fly and it would like
no, because it would be my toothbrush. I'd be like, never touch my toothbrush again. Never touch any of my shit again. You stay on your side and I'll stay on mine, okay? Because you're grossing me out with your with your cringe behavior. Okay?
Yeah.
Even if it was a really, really hot guy, I'd be like still grossed out like by the cringe behavior. Like he keeps asking like, "Do you like me?" It's so unattractive the way he behaves.
Yeah. So then they take a selfie in the bathroom, and she does say in the morning like she already feels quite closer to him after one night, which is weird. So
it's just proximity, mate. It's just proximity.
So then they get a text, and they say, and the text says like, if you want to have breakfast, you have to hold hands and leave the bedroom together, or the room together. And so they hold hands and they leave room because they want breakfast. Literally, that's just that is just at this point survival. I need breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, but I could see her nervous energy in that. Like she didn't really want to, and then she thought,
was so happy.
Yeah. And that would have creeped me out as well.
He's like, oh, I get to touch her.
Yeah. Wouldn't you be so creeped out at this point? By this point, like, I know you, and you'd be like, oh my god, it's too much.
Yeah, I don't want to touch your clammy morning hands. And I don't.
Oh my god.
It's just really hot in that room as well. Like, it was really small. I was too much. I was getting a bit claustrophobic. I feel like some people watching this, if they have claustrophobia issues, they probably would be like, it would be, you know, affecting them a bit.
Yeah, but you know what was weird? That the bedroom bit was so small, but the rest of it was so big compared to the bedroom bit. Don't you think so?
The
Like
bathroom was like, they could
the
have made the
bathroom,
bathroom
the
smaller.
closet, and everything. Like it was disproportional.
So they go for breakfast in like the. I don't know. I feel like this place looked familiar, like one of the Inferno dates.
Yeah. I was just thinking, you know when Nadine
The
and
restaurant.
Jin-young were Dex were at that like black and white piano kind of restaurant thing. It reminds me
Yeah,
of that.
maybe it looked really familiar. But anyway, they went to eat, and there's obviously no one else there because they do this thing all the time, where they don't have anyone else around, and it's just them. So they're having
Yeah.
breakfast, and the food looks so good, didn't it? Oh, just
I can't remember because I was just like he was being cringy there, so I was just focused on that. I was thinking, get
yeah.
away from him, get away from him.
So she's her seaweed soup, and she's like, "Oh, I just want to jump in. It tastes so good. I want to jump into it." And then he takes this weirdly as though like he got worried that she might be cold, and he has to look after her. Like who reads into a situation like that?
Yeah,
Like
she's just
that's
making
the
it
thing that you say
like
when you like food. You're like, "Oh my god, I just want to like put all that like like I just want to be in the food." Like I'm just
but I
like,
also felt like she did have like an ED because like she
oh.
because like she was trying so hard to prove that she likes food and like she likes to eat.
No, but people are weird around food on a date. Like it's like that thing where people are like, I don't want to show I eat so much, and I don't want to show. I don't know what that's about at all. And
I
I like,
do.
who wants to show that they don't eat? You don't want to show that
Yeah.
you eat. You're a human who eats. Ooh, okay. And I don't want to be eating
I
in
mean,
front
I
of
would
them. I
be
have to eat soup and slurp things, you know.
no, but I would be
Not
weird about it
messy.
because I just don't want things stuck in my teeth while I'm talking to someone. That's the only bit. Like you don't want to have like a big piece of broccoli stuck in your tooth, do you?
Yeah, but like that happens.
That's the only bit
It's an
that's weird.
icebreaker.
Yeah, that
So
is icebreaker.
So
Um,
he, yeah, the fact that he takes it as a sign, like, oh, she might be cold, like, and I want to look at, and it makes me want to look after her more. It's really weird way of interpreting things, but I do
yeah.
think they overthink things with dating, and they
No, I
overthink
think everyone overthinks
communication in
things in
Korea.
dating, especially like first date. And this situation, there's no way you can't overthink this. Like
Well,
even
why
if you're
wouldn't you
friends
just say
or
that in the
in
moment?
series.
Why wouldn't you say that in the moment? If someone said that, and that's the first thought I had, I'd be like, "Why are you cold or something? You want to go and like scold yourself in the soup?" Like, if
Not
you're
everyone's
thinking
like
that, why don't you just
that's harsh.
Yeah, but it's obviously not. She's obviously not very. It
Yeah,
doesn't seem like something that she's like trying to have a hidden meaning behind it. It's
yeah.
weird.
She's just making a comment like she's just trying to say I really
Throwaway
like it.
comment.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
doesn't know. I just really like it so much. Just
Yeah.
seaweed soup. Also, seaweed soup is something that Koreans always like their family make for them on their birthday, like for
Uh,
breakfast. It's like a birthday thing. Like, oh, you're having seaweed soup. Like it's
oh.
like and everyone like, wants it on their birthday.
So she says they're talking, and she says she's still quite nervous at breakfast, but he's like, "Oh, I feel really comfortable." She's like, "Oh, okay." So there are different levels of like comfortability with each other. So then he starts to like really heavy flirting because he's like, if you're really bad at waking up, by the way, you should have someone beside you like me. Do you remember when he was like, you need someone beside you
Yeah,
like me? And she ignores it at first. And he's
because she
like,
doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know how to process that weird
are you hearing what I'm saying, by the way? Like,
energy.
what do you
Yeah, even though like I appreciate that the judges, I mean the panel were like basically like grossed out as well,
Yeah, the hosts were like, this
specifically
is
for
moving
us.
way too quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's off putting that they say that they don't know each other well enough to be like that.
it hasn't even been 24
And they
hours.
look for one day. Yeah, exactly. It hasn't even been 24 hours. You first said that you should don't use me instead of a stuffy. Now you're like, oh, you need someone beside you like
And he asked
me.
her several times, "Do you like me?" and things like that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
So
god, so needy as well. Like
yeah.
he needs like reassurance constantly like that, and it's like so annoying. Like, do
So
you like me or not?
Myung-ju has the right reaction because she's like, we've only known each other for a few hours. So she's like, I can't tell if she says in a confessional, I can't tell if he actually dislikes me or if it's just meaningless flirting, which is
Yeah,
what most people would think. Like, you're so
yeah,
easy to just like say these things, and I just met you.
yeah. But he can't
Um,
like you. I thought I wanted to shake her. He can't like you because has no context behind like what you are, like what kind of person you are, or anything.
he's
So
attracted to you. That is
yeah,
the only thing you can be with someone in the first few hours of knowing someone is
yeah,
attraction only. You
yeah,
cannot like someone because you don't know enough.
yeah. Very true.
Like, It is what it. Yeah, that's just what it is. She says that, look, so this is the thing that I feel like, again, because she's not dated for so long and she has her issues about these things. She says, like, I tend to see the bad in situations, even if on the surface it's a good scenario. I'm a cautious person. So, meaning that, like, look, on the surface, he's like really nice and he's being sweet to me, but like, I'm seeing, like, oh, is he like meaninglessly flirty? But that is the right way to be. Your instincts are right.
Yeah.
It's not because she's just making excuses because I haven't dated in so long, so maybe I have to make an effort because I'm here to make an effort after so long to date. He's showing interest, so I should show interest too.
Yeah,
That's not the way to be.
she's basically just putting herself down, like, because other people are in that situation, and like she's thinking like, oh, he's moving like fast, so maybe I should be. And
that's what I mean. Yeah. So, but I think if you were generally like a dater, serial dater, you wouldn't be overthinking these things. You'd be like, no, I know this kind of guy. I don't like it. Move on. Next person. Like, she doesn't really probably know what she actually wants.
Yeah.
So it was really awkward because he kept flirting, but she kept ignoring what he was saying. So that's when Chan Young was like, you're like, hearing what I'm saying, and she's like, yeah, but I'm intentionally ignoring it because I feel so uncomfortable. Like, take the hint. And then it's not even a hint. She's telling you, like, you're making me feel uncomfortable. So he's like, oh, he's like, is it possible to like someone so much in one day? It's not. You're thinking with your. That's why.
Yeah. Your pot.
Like, you're mistaking it. Like, not mistaking it. You don't like her like that. Like, this love at first sight stuff is such crap in my mind. I think it's such crap. It's lust. Yeah, definitely. So then she talks about how, okay, so this is the first big sign of.
Wait, hang on. I don't think that she was even attracted to him from the start. Like, there was no attraction.
Not attracted to him.
No, she's not.
Because then she would have said in that first text, so they're like, are you attracted to each other? She would have said yes, because anyone who's physically attracted in that first text would have been like, yeah, I'm going to try.
But I don't know about the personality. I would have wrote yes, but I don't know about the personality if I was like attracted to him.
Yeah. So then she talks about how, like, in the confessional, the first sign of her daddy issues is that, I've not been very comfortable with him since last night because he looks so much like my dad.
Oh my god, that would creep me out so much.
But it's but in Korea they say things like this where it's not a negative. In my world, if someone looks like my dad, I'm going the other way. I'm running away.
Okay.
I don't want them to look like my dad.
Okay. Also,
personality, I understand. I do understand that. Like, there is something in, like, you're drawn to someone who's similar to a personality of a father because that's your first, like, that's just experience. Not exactly like the same things, but just how calm they are, or how, sometimes it's like, they like hot-headed people because their dad was very, like, hot-headed, and it's a weird thing. But in terms of attraction, face, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah,
not for me.
Way too much. But like, I think that she's just drawn to the traumas. Like, we keep in life, you keep repeating the same patterns that you had from childhood, and that's what she's just drawn to her. Like,
but to take that away, like, if they're similar in personality is one thing, but the face is another thing. And even the hosts are like, oh, she's curious, and she says, like, I'm really curious because he looks like my dad. Curious.
Okay, look, I think this is like people who've gone through traumas and things like that. Because I've heard this a lot on other dating shows and like other TV shows and stuff like that. Western ones, because I've seen it, and like they kind of go for their parents. Like, even the guys as well, they go for their mums.
But how they look, not how they look.
As well, a couple of times. Like, oh, she looks like my mom when she was younger, and things like that, and they're like attracted to that. It's like so creepy and weird.
That's very weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that's taking mummy and daddy issues to like the next level. It really is. Like, it's crazy.
Is it because you could probably have people that don't really have any general on the surface mummy or daddy issues, but they do still end up liking someone who looks like their parents. Is that a human? Is that like a psychological thing?
I think it's what you go to what you're like familiar with.
You probably imprint very heavily in the beginning, first few months of your life with your mum, or more mum than dad. So maybe there's something in that. I don't know.
Yeah, there is something in that.
You just see the mum's face constantly in the beginning, right?
Yeah, no, but Yeah, but that's what like I think it's Freud that said that like girls go for their dads and guys go for their moms. Like it's a very, very like natural common thing that happens. It's because like you said that they're the first relationships that you ever have in life, and you keep repeating the pattern forever. That's what happens because you're
Yeah.
unaware. Like most people are like, going through life without being very self-aware.
It's really weird because I think in like gay relationships, they end up going for people similar to that. Looking, a lot of couples can look the same. It tends to be a thing.
Oh yeah, that's
I've
what I
heard.
noticed as well.
So
Yeah,
which is a weird, completely different weird thing,
yeah.
because they're not
I've
looking
noticed
for the
in
opposite.
straight
Like
relationships, couples start of kind of like mold their faces kind of
you
like
see them looking similar.
starting like like morphing into each other. Like when they're
That does
together for a long
happen.
time. Yeah.
That does happen. So they go to work and then he gets back from work first. And she comes back after and she brings him a juice, like an apple juice, beet juice. And she's like, "Oh, he's an athlete, so I thought juice would be better than coffee or something."
That was nice.
And then
And he bought her nothing.
but why? This is
You
really
never
not
think
me.
about her. You
After
never think about
everything that happened and all the heavy flirting that would really put me off, the last thing I'm going to do is buy this man a juice with my money. So
what
we
I'd
are
do
so
is
different.
I'd be like, I need to quit the show, and I'd like rip everything off and be like, this is
I'll go to
unbearable.
you'd go to the downstairs desk and be like, "I'm checking out,
Yeah.
please."
I'd go to the producers who are in the next room or whatever and be like, fuck this. I need to get the fuck out of here.
So he starts flirting with her, and then he's like, and then she's like, "Look, I'm gonna go wash up and get ready. I need to dry my hair and stuff." And he's like, "No, don't go." And then he's telling her to like, "Be quick, be quick." Um, like, was there a
Don't look
lock
what
on
you
that
do.
door? I feel like, is there a lock on that door, please,
No, there
for the
wasn't.
bathroom?
Obviously, there wasn't.
So, because I would really
Like,
be like, I mean, look, there's cameras everywhere and stuff, but and let's not make him out to be some sort of predator, really. But it's just the thoughts that you can have. It's just the thoughts that you can have
yeah,
as
he
a girl.
obviously was having those thoughts while he was sitting there.
So then they get back into bed, and then things progress quite quickly from the day before, because then they do this like playful massage thing, and she's like, "Oh, I'm really good at giving massages." And then she makes jokes and stuff, and he's like, "Ow, don't hurt me," and stuff, and she's like playfully hitting him, and then the hosts are basically like, "Oh, she's doing playful hitting. That means she likes him." Like the girl's like, "I can tell that she's softened and she's acting a bit more different around him. She's showing signs of interest with the slap." And then he says something weird in his confessional, Chang Yang. He's like, "I want to playfully poke and bite her and put her in a headlock." What does
Yeah.
that mean?
It was
What is
like,
that? What is that? Cute aggression? I don't.
no, it's not cute aggression. That's not cute aggression. I think that's like more like kind of like dominant play. Like, I don't know. It's just like creeping me out.
I don't know if it's a translation issue. It
What?
feels abnormal, but the hosts don't say anything about that either. A translation where he's just like saying things like,
Basically
"Oh,
like roughhousing. But I think because of his like character, it just grosses me out. Like, his like,
poke
his
and bite
forceful
her."
way. Yeah,
That
it
is
just
too
sounds
much.
really wrong.
You've known her for a day again. Like, I'm sorry. So then he tells her when he's looking at her in the bed, like, "You look so pretty," to see her reaction. And um, so the hosts are like, "Yeah, it's a bit too much." But one of the girl hosts says, she pauses it and she's like, "Oh no," she's like, "He's like me. That's why I can't watch this." And then the guy's
I get
like
that. I get
laughing.
that
He's like,
as
"What do
well.
you
Like, she's like
mean?" And
really
she's
over
like,
the top and like really like
"Yeah,
forceful kind of.
yeah." She's like, "This is how I date. Like, I think I'm like too much."
Yeah.
And that's why I'm finding him really cringy, because it's like looking in the mirror, like looking at myself.
He's
Um,
like, "Oh, okay." Like the other hosts are like, "Oh, okay, I understand."
yeah.
He didn't know what
So
to say to that.
and then after he said that she's pretty, in the bed, she says, like, "I'm really not that good at expressing my emotions," and um, he says like he is, and he says that the reason why I do these things is because I want to see, like he said, like he wants to see her reaction.
Oh, did he say
Then
that to her? I want to see the
um,
reason why I do these things because I want to see your
no,
reaction.
he says that in confessional.
Oh, okay.
So then they talk about the 6-year dating gap that she has, and he was like telling her, like, I was even thinking about you, because he goes to training, like his job during the day is to go for training and gym or whatever he does for his job, for his track and athletic stuff.
I've got a bit of insight into this because I did watch a K-drama where like there was a track and field like runner, and it's really, really intense. Like
I
everything
can imagine they do things like 100%. It's not a side job.
Yeah, and there's a lot of bullying like from the people above, and like they're older, and then the characters
I
also
can definitely
bullying.
imagine that.
There's a lot of bullying culture in Korea.
Yeah, so then he was saying that I was thinking about her even during training in the confessional. Like, I had the whole day went and I couldn't stop thinking about her. But I'm like, obviously you would.
Yeah.
If I was in this situation, I'd be like, oh, I was just with a stranger the night before. I would be thinking about it a lot, and I have to go back to this person. I really think she's hot. Like, obviously you're going to be thinking about it. That doesn't mean it's a sign of like, I must really like her. You just spent the night in bed with a hot girl and then you're going back to her. So like, you obviously thinking about her.
Yeah. He's so basic with all his answers to everything. It really pisses me off.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, she's been in my thoughts the whole day, and so I've decided I'm gonna go full steam ahead and not hesitate or hold back. I'm like, great.
Hold back, please. Please hold back.
Yeah, like what is holding back? I mean, you've been doing that. You've been holding back because I'm scared then.
Because I thought he was going full steam ahead already.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot. It wasn't even the odd comment. It was like it's constantly he's like bombarding her with like cringy crap.
Yeah. So he tells her like, I like you, like I'm gonna go all in. But he says like, I want you to be I don't want to be going all in and for you to not like express your feelings back. Like I need you to be open about your feelings. Then they get a little text again about, do you want to go on a late night date? And so obviously they both say yes. So he's like, oh, we have to hold hands to leave. And she's like, no, the text didn't say that, but she feels like it's like cute flirting. So she does hold his hand. And she's like, the fact that he keeps making these moments happen where he's like trying to like get closer to her, she's saying that like I feel weirdly like drawn to him every time he like reaches out to hold her hands and stuff. I just want to
understand. She doesn't understand.
That is the game, and that is the trap. Okay,
that's the fuckboy trap. Okay, and you just got caught in the fuckboy web.
Yeah. Okay, but you know, in these moments, I do see where there could be moments where people. Yeah,
we're gonna have to do a part 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on.